Hey, it's your girl Shay Shay. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time, and welcome back if you've been here before. Okay, so the new show follows an Asian student at an HBCU, and people are not happy. From who gets centered in the story to how the culture is represented, the reactions are intense. Today we're breaking down the backlash, Keke's response, Nakia Stevens' reasoning, and why Black voices are feeling sidelined, as well as possibly theorizing as to why this show was done this way. Disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only. Don't take anything said here too seriously. It's just jokes, gossip, and opinions. Please relax and enjoy the video. Okay, here's what's going on. The show follows an Asian student attending an HBCU, and people are not happy. The backlash is coming from everywhere. Black Twitter, Reddit, TikTok, Instagram, etc. Viewers are calling out stereotypes, questioning why the lead isn't Black, and pointing out to how the culture is being portrayed. Today we're breaking down the drama from every angle. Why Black voices are feeling sidelined, Keke Palmer's response, the creator Nakia Stevens' reasoning, and even the controversy about whether Nakia's personal fascination with Asian culture played a role.
Who asked? Not a single fucking soul. Yeah, see, I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I'm not sure why she thought anybody needed this.
Right, so let's break this down. Southern Fried Rice centers on Coco Johnson, a Korean-American student raised by Southern Black parents, navigating her first year at Wright University, a fictional HBCU. On paper, it's supposed to be a coming-of-age story, but Black audiences online were really not feeling it. On social media, people were saying things along the lines of, it's horrid, it's full of stereotype, this isn't the HBU experience, but most notably, a lot of people were asking, why isn't the lead Black? You see the pattern? It's not just about minor details, it's about centered perspective. HBCUs, which means historically Black college and universities for y'all that don't know, exist because Black people were excluded from traditional higher education for decades. So when Keke Palmer's Black-owned platform highlights someone else's perspective, many people felt their lived experiences were being pushed aside and to the sidelines. And this isn't just online nitpicking. The critiques focus on how Black women, culture, and humor are being portrayed. Some Reddit and Twitter users pointed out that the lead character's upbringing by Black family isn't enough. Representation is more than plot points. It's about authentic experiences, inside jokes, the small cultural things that make HBCU's life real. And viewers feel the show misses that. Keke Palmer addressed the backlash herself, saying that while people don't have to like the show, the support of Black creators behind the scenes is what matters most. She highlights that her network, KTV, invests in Black writers, directors, camera operators, and crew. The message, even if the story doesn't land for you, the community behind the camera is being supported. Meanwhile, Nakia Stevens, the creator, explained that the story was inspired by her own HBCU experience and the reality of non-Black students navigating historically Black spaces. She framed it as a conversation starter about belonging, cultural exchange, and identity. Now here's where it gets tricky in my opinion. While Nakia's perspective is valid from her experience, audiences don't always have to agree with the choice to center a non-Black character. Many feel that the optics clash with the stated mission of Black-owned networks. It's one thing to tell a story about belonging, but another to make the first flagship HBCU series about someone outside the community. So the takeaway, the debate isn't just about a TV show, it's about who gets to be centered in Black spaces, how representation actually looks on screen, and whether audiences feel seen in the narratives that are supposed to reflect their history and culture. And judging by the Reddit and Twitter reactions, a lot of people are saying they're not seeing themselves here.
So I made a video yesterday about Southern Fried Rice, this new TV show on KTV, and I was saying that this concept has the potential to be very educational, but this feels like it's going to be very stereotypical to me. And I based that off of what I knew at the time, just like the title and the general synopsis. Southern Fried Rice, about an Asian woman who was adopted by a Black couple, raised around Black people, Black culture, going to an HBCU. So I figured, I didn't know a lot about it, so I figured I should give it a chance, right? I'm a little over 4 minutes into the first episode. Please listen.
Oatsville, Georgia, where I was raised on catfish, cornbread, and do you got McDonald's money? Raised on catfish, cornbread, and do you got McDonald's money? Where I was raised on catfish, cornbread, and do you got McDonald's money? For a lot of
Wrap this in Jayla's career up immediately. Mind you, when the main character is telling her adoption story, she says that her parents were stationed in South Korea, couldn't have a baby, so they adopted her. So she's adopted from Korea, but the show is called Southern Fried Rice, and fried rice is a Chinese dish. What the fuck is going on? I've continued to watch, and on further review, the forced black scent and outfit choices for Coco are an insanely painful watch. The antagonist or bully is a heavier set, dark-skinned black woman, and the person coming to Coco's aid against said antagonist is a thinner, light-skinned black woman.
Alright, let's zoom into one part of the story that's getting a lot of attention, child. Some viewers have noticed that Keke Stevens, the creator of the show, seems to have strong personal admiration for Asian cultures. Very strong admiration. This could explain why the lead character is Korean American and why the story leans so heavily into that perspective. People online have been talking about it, saying things like the show clearly reflects the creator's interests and passions. They're pointing out that the admiration is shaping the lead and the story, and it's a big reason why the show feels different from what people expected from an HBCU-centered series. Now let me be clear, admiration isn't inherently bad. Nakia's fascination with Asian culture probably comes from a place of respect and personal interest, but when it heavily influences the main character and storyline in a historically black space, viewers are noticing it and having strong opinions. They feel like this is not even really made for them. The discussion online emphasizes that the focus on her personal interest shifts the vibe of the entire show. Some people say it's fascinating to see a creator putting their passions front and center, while others feel it changes the energy of a story set in an HBCU environment. Where it gets interesting in my opinion is people have dug up tweets from her past claiming to be a heritage that she might or might not be. I don't really know what she is. I didn't give her no DNA test, so I can't tell you for certain, but it does seem like there's a consensus forming that she is not Dominican and she is not of Asian heritage. So for her to claim that she is online is a little strange, plus her talking about wanting Asian friends and celebrating Asian customs and Asian holidays. All of that put together does kind of give off the impression that we've moved from admiration into fetishization.
Believe it or not, we have more Southern Fried Rice drama. The show's creator, Keke Stevens, has deleted her Twitter account after people found her old tweets about Asians. I made myself very small so you can pause to read. These tweets are from about 2010 to 2011. In one of her resurfaced tweets, it says, "Your eyes are so slanted, you Asian," and she replies with, "That was a compliment, my dear." She also tweeted, "OMG, I just looked over the course syllabus for my study abroad classes," which by the way was in Asia. "Maybe I can pay an Asian to do my homework when I get there." People also found a tweet where Keke was claiming to be Dominican and Asian and referring to her Dominican accent. However, Twitter also found a tweet where we see that her parents are both African American. Therefore, Keke is neither Dominican nor is she Asian. And as you all know by now, Southern Fried Rice follows the journey of a Korean American girl at a HBCU. So you can imagine this has made everything quite awkward. I think this is a classic example of not listening to your own audience. Both Keke and Keke doubled down when their own audience told them they didn't want this, and I think that's when all the problems started. And going to war with your own audience is always a bad idea, especially if that audience is Black Twitter, because baby,
What'd I do?
You know you were hella wrong for what you did.
What are you talking about?
Really?
What did I do? Another interesting aspect of this whole situation is Keke Palmer herself, because she's actually catching a lot of heat for this situation. She came on as an executive producer for Southern Fried Rice, and people were shocked to see her name attached to a show that feels so off from real HBCU life. Keke said she just wanted to support a young black woman creator and help her bring a story to life. But a lot of people do feel like she missed the point. They're not mad she helped Nakia. They're mad her name gave way to a project that doesn't center black voices the way people expected. And that's why the backlash hasn't really slowed down, especially when you consider that Keke Palmer is a very famous Black American actress and her voice does carry a lot of weight. It feels very disappointing that her Black network hasn't highlighted a Black experience. So whether you think Southern Fried Rice was just misunderstood or genuinely missed the mark, one thing's clear: people are tired of seeing their culture repackaged and served back to them in a way that doesn't reflect the truth. But what do you think? Do you feel like Keke's getting unfair backlash, or did she fumble this one? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you made it this far, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next video. Shay Shay out.